Welcome to Everything Carp Fishing. I'm back down on my Syndicate lakes to try and catch a carp after last time struggling and barely managed to catch a carp right at the last minute. So hopefully I can catch a carp this time and hopefully it'll be a decent carp. So let's go. Well, I'm finally back to catch some Yateley carp after last time struggling and finally catching a carp out of the easier venue. I decided not to go on the harder venue like I would last time. I decided to come on the lake that's actually in between those lakes. I've come on here really because the swim that does all the fish on this lake pretty much is empty. I might as well go on it because last year I had my biggest carp so far, 28.10 from this swim, and pretty much all my decent fish from last year came from this lake as well. I came on here at least 2 times last year and I had the result both times. So that's the reason I've come onto this swim. I've seen a few carp on the surface and I've seen a few carp jumping out. It is a lot warmer today than it has been recently. Plus they had a lot of rain yesterday, so I think the oxygen levels are a bit more better than they were last time I was here. There's quite a few out there and it looks really good. I'm sure there will be a bite at some point. I've decided to put both rods on the gravel patches out there. It's about 10 foot to 10 foot. You've got sort of 10 foot of each way. It's like a box really, and usually there's pads on either side and there's weed usually surrounding it as well, so it is sort of like a little section feature that's out in front of me towards the reeds on the far side. I'm also going to be putting some bait down the bay right in the corner. During the day they get in there, so for tomorrow I'm probably more likely to put a bait in there. For now I may put a scoop in later, I'll see about that. I'm sure I'm going to be putting something in there soon and just leaving it until tomorrow and then putting the rig in there. Hopefully coming on a different lake like I did before, and the weather is improved, so hopefully I'll catch a carp this time. Both the rods are on Ronnie rigs on a helicopter setup. I've put on one on a tiger nut and plastic corn wafter. The other rod is a maple pea with a piece of... Ooh! Big carp! Oh! That's good. The other bait is a maple pea with a pop-up that I've sort of shaved down to look like a plastic corn. I started using it at my mid-ken waters and I thought I'd try it here to see if it works. I haven't caught anything on the mid-ken, so I'm going to bring it here and see if I can catch on here. On these lakes, particle is the one, especially in spring and summer, they love it. The spawn mix is made up of hemp, sweet corn, chopped boilies, whole boilies, maple peas and tiger nuts. It's a mixture of a bait, but hopefully those different baits in there will keep them grubbing around and eventually pick up my baits that look very similar to the bait that's out there. So yeah, hopefully those tactics and that bait approach works for me, and see if I can catch something. happened so far. I saw a few carp on the surface, I seen a few carp jumping out. The wind got up quite a bit and then it sort of dropped down a little bit, and then the rain started coming in, so it's absolutely chucking it down at the moment. It's sort of easing off a little bit, but apparently it's meant to rain for a couple of more hours. So I'm sort of just sitting back and seeing what happens really. I mean, it could suddenly turn them on and they could start feeding, so hopefully I'll get something this evening. If not, probably tomorrow. This sort of swim does more day bites really, early morning, late evening, mostly day bites in this swim, so I'll see what happens, and hopefully I'll catch something soon or maybe tomorrow. Let's see. Well, didn't have anything last night at all. Pretty quiet. I had a really excited evening though. There was loads and loads of carp jumping on me, and I thought I was going to get a bite, and pretty much nothing happened. I don't think they're actually feeding at the moment. Maybe there was too many anglers on this late last night. There was a few anglers down the other side, and I think that might have put too much pressure on this lake. It doesn't do very well. More than 3 people on this lake and it pretty much shuts down. It's only small, it's about 3 acres this one, and yeah, it doesn't do very well when it's like that. I don't think anyone's going to be on it tonight, so I think I've got a good chance of getting a bite, apart from my brother, which is behind me, and also he's actually had a tench and had a bite last night, which we think was a tench that come off, but nothing for me, nothing's happening. It's a bit quiet, and I've had a bit of rain this morning as well, and looks like it's going to be raining now. Oh great. I'm probably going to be bringing the rods in soon and checking on the hook baits, recasting them. I'm going to put the tiger nut bait straight back on that bait spot, and I'm actually going to put the maple pea actually down another side that I haven't really been fishing there so far, which is right down in the bay. Oh god, that's magic. No, go. I'm actually going to put the maple pea down to my right in the bay. I put a little bit of bait in last night on this nice little gravel patch just right in the corner, and it can do bites during the day as well, because sometimes they come in and sort of sun themselves and sit in this little bay, and sometimes you can get bites off them. So it's worth trying something a bit different for the day. Obviously I'm going to keep one on the bait spot, and a little change, a little bit something a bit different, and hopefully I'll catch a carp. Well, after recasting that rod this morning back on the bait spot, and I also put one down in the bay, seen a few carp jumping, but nothing's really happened. I did put a few more spoms in over the gravel area. Nothing's happened at all. I've seen a few carp jumping as well. They're in the area, but they're not really feeding at the moment. I've decided to put both rods back on the bait spot. I was hoping they'll finally come on the feed either this evening or maybe tomorrow morning, so hopefully I'll catch something. Well, didn't get anything last night at all. This morning, nothing at all. It was really boring for myself anyway. My brother that was fishing next to me actually managed to catch a carp. It was 18-pound common, and I thought then it was going to kick off, and then it didn't. They're not really feeding that much on that lake, they're just jumping around. I definitely had plenty of shows over my spot and nothing happened at all. I had to make a decision what I was going to do next, and I decided to move on to the easier lake, which I did last time, and also the last time I managed to catch right at the last sort of morning as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a decision I had to make to move. I could have stayed and it may have worked out, but I felt that I needed to get a bite as quick as possible. I've only got one night left, so this is my swim, and I'm going to be staying in here for pretty much until tomorrow morning really. I've decided to put both in the margins. I put one to the right under this hanging tree, and I put one to the left, which is just near some pads to the right, not quite near because I didn't want to go too close to them because I don't really want them going straight in it. I've got a little bit of extra time before they actually get into the pad. But yeah, I've literally found a nice firm spot on both of them, and put a couple of scoops over each one, and I'm going to sit back and see if anything happens. I've also decided to put both on Tiger Nut Wafters because it's the only bait I've actually caught on so far. Well, I caught on that bait last time, so pretty much that's the only bait I've got at the moment that actually seems to be working. My brother had that carp just last night, just on the evening, on the Tiger Nut Wafter as well, so it's the only bait that seems to be catching carp at the moment, especially on these venues. A few people have caught on boilies, but majority of the time it's been really slow and everyone has been struggling. So the only bait that I've caught on and my brother's caught on is Tiger Nut Wafter, so we're both using it. We're both trying to catch as many carp as possible in a little short period of time. We've got a couple of night sessions every so often, and we've just got to make the most of it. I'm trying to make the most of it at the moment. That's the reason I've come to this swim, and that's the reason I've come to this lake. So hopefully those tactics and those little changes just move into an easier lake really. It's got a few more carp on here, and hopefully I'll catch a carp. Let's see. Well, nothing's really happened. I've seen a few carp jump in, and I've seen carp on the surface sunning themselves. Pretty much exactly the same on the other lake as well. They've been sunning themselves and warming themselves up all day, so I'm sure they will feed. I reckon it'll probably be last hour of light. Well, look at that, 15 pound and 4 ounces, lovely mirror. I've been here for ages watching the carp on the surface, not really doing anything, and they just started coming and playing around in the margins. I just saw one tail come up and I thought, oh, they're down in that margin, and I think it's the exact same carp I was seeing milling around down in them reeds down to the corner near my baited spot in the margins. And he's taking it. What a lovely fish. Right, let's get him back and hopefully we'll catch another one. Yeah, let's see. Managed to get this little one, and I managed to lose one this morning as well. It's not been that easy recently, and it's just nice to catch a few carp. Well, I'm going to get this one back, and hopefully the next one's slightly bigger and I don't lose it. Let's see. Right. Well, I'm glad I had another carp. At least I've had 2 bites. I did lose one, which I'm still absolutely gutted about. It managed to get into some reeds around the corner, and by the time I got into the reeds to try and get it out, it had already ditched the hook. Somehow it managed to ditch it right in the middle of it, and I could not get it out at all. It was properly stuck in there. At least I've had a nice mirror of 15 pound, and that one was about, what, 10 pound or something that common. I'm hoping to get another one really, because there's quite a few bites I had on this lake. There is some bigger carp as well in here. There's quite a few 20s, but for some reason I still can't seem to get hold of them at the moment. Keep catching the smallies, but I'll see. I've got a couple of hours left of my session, so anything can happen. Didn't manage to get anything else. I had 3 bites and landed 2. I struggled on the other lake, but at least the move paid off and I managed to get a few. It's been difficult recently, and hopefully things are going to get improved and things are going to get better, and hopefully I'll get some bigger carp. Hopefully next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.